Hey, so in this video, I'm going to show you a brand new social media agent team that I built called The Crew. And hopefully it gives you some ideas for maybe some AI automations that you can build using Claude Code or Codex or Cursor. So I'm going to dive into my computer here and screen share. I'm going to show you each one of these agents and where they fall in the flow and what their jobs are. Quick note before we dive into what each agent or automation does in this process. You can get access to this entire template, all of the apps that we build, all of the front ends, the pieces of software that I might demo throughout the course of my YouTube channel. We give this all away to you for free as a template. So if you're interested in building something like this, you can check the link in the description below. Anytime you're building any agent or automation or any type of automated process, you want to actually know what the process is first. You want to live on the front lines of that process before you even attempt to try and build something. So I've been creating content now for many years, and I have a pretty good structure and workflow for what my social media assembly line looks like from start to finish. This thing took me working on it part-time, maybe call it 10 to 20 hours a week. Probably I'm on maybe my second month right now of creating this. This was one of the biggest builds that I've built to date. And I wanted to build this for myself and my co-founder, Jacob, because we specifically don't like all of the parts of the content creation process. We really only want to insert ourselves into very specific parts of that process, maybe the ones that we enjoy, that give us fulfillment, or if we want to take a week off, we don't necessarily need to be important or mandatory as part of this. So the very first part of this entire thing is the voice profile builder. And the voice builder is important because whenever you have agents or robots or workflows that are started with a prompt, you have to have a very specific subset of data, personal data that you've written or content you've published in the past. It could even be, if you have never written a post on social media, this could just literally be transcripts of like sales calls. Most of us have at least had a Zoom call or two in the past, or anything that you've written about. Maybe it was, you've written blogs in the past. All of that information, all of that past data and work that you've done, it shouldn't go to waste. Most people don't know this, but you can actually go into your settings inside of LinkedIn, and I believe inside of privacy, it's like privacy and security or something, you can request a zip file of every single thing you've ever done on LinkedIn. And this is every comment, replies to comments, newsletters you've written, a piece of content you've posted, literally everything. So what happens is you can grab that zip file from LinkedIn, and then you can literally import that into this voice builder. So this voice builder is really just a way for you to just start stacking all the stuff that you have out there and organizing it in one specific place. So you can do this from the massive thing inside of LinkedIn. You can also just add random sources here manually, or you can build an automated tool using one of your programming assistants that helps you get this done a little bit quicker. So as you go through this process, step 2 is going to be set your North Star. Now, this is the brand mission of maybe it's your personal content creation philosophy. Maybe it's your overall business philosophy. And every time the agents will go to create or write or build or scrape the web and research topics for stuff to create for content for you, it's going to basically use this as the North Star. Now, step 3 in this voice builder is now you're actually going to take all of the information that's out there. So all of the stuff that you've collected, all of your writings, your transcripts, whatever it is that you've now stuffed into this database, and then aligned with your North Star and your brand mission, you're going to basically build your specific voice. So this rebuild process will basically read every source that you've given, and then it will filter it through that North Star, through this brand mission that you have up here. And then it's going to extract exactly how you sound. And anytime you add new content to this, let's say every other week or so, maybe once a month, you can rerun this builder because your voice still changes and there's various patterns that actually accumulate, but you improve in various ways. So who I was 3 years ago writing content on LinkedIn is not who I am today, nor was my philosophy back then and why I was writing content exactly the same as it is today. And then what it will do is it will extract in my own words, so in my voice, my overall philosophy. And this is just kind of like a personal mantra, a personal philosophy that is very important. So I'm going to click this rebuild button just to show you here. And it might take a couple of seconds to run through this because it's going through close to 150,000 tokens worth of information. And those are all the pieces of content that are stuffed inside of here. You can see 2,716 items. Most of that is obviously from LinkedIn. And then I just randomly uploaded manually one newsletter that I wrote in the past from Substack. And this is the total tokens for my entire content. And when you click this, you see here it says rebuilding. So there we go. So after about 60 seconds, it built my voice and it created this philosophy. I build systems so I can spend more time in the garden, not chained to a screen. If you know me, you know I've been hammering this home. This is my ultimate goal, is to spend less time on the computer and more time outside in the greenhouse or places like this. If a tool or automation doesn't give you time and freedom back, it's not worth building. Show what you've built and why it matters. The part that most build in public people skip, which is the why it matters part. It also goes through and gives me the cadence of my voice. So short, punchy lines, heavy white space, frequent one-liners, standing alone as paragraphs, and prefers ellipses. I do use the triple dot, triple period, and line breaks for rhythm, right? Now it has my overall voicing. And step 4 is it goes through and gives the signature words, which are words that I've used maybe often, or like themes or topics of things that I've leaned in on. And then anti-patterns. This is just kind of it's not going to figure out like anti-words. You kind of have to add these in the process. But these are words that it's never going to use. And as you see here, I had the ellipses here, like never use the ellipses. You can add words throughout your process. So this is your world and your worldview. This is the final step in the voice builder. These are the beliefs, the real stories, and the receipts, or the proof that you have inside of your own life, your own experience of it, and infuse little personalization into your content. Because I think that's what matters when most people, why is that important? When you're prompting your agents or your Claude or ChatGPT chats, whatever it is, if you're using AI to write stuff for you, it's not going to have any of these little sort of nuances or these, I call them receipts, but the actual proof of stuff you've done, your accomplishments, the things that are important to you in your life, and stuff that you want to ultimately share with people as well. But it's really just the entire circle just makes you, and it's hyper personalized to your stuff. So it's actually pulled from your archive on each rebuild, and you can edit anything here, and your changes stick through future rebuilds. So if you just click the edit button, you can obviously see what these look like. This front end is sort of very, it's very basic, very simple. There's nothing too complex looking about this, but you can certainly refine this to look a bit prettier if you like. So it basically read all of my previous LinkedIn posts and pulled that out as to what I believe. If I wanted to edit this or add stuff for it, I can do that. Again, this is your personal worldview, your personal philosophy, stuff that's important to you. There's other things in here. Dyslexic college dropout who graduated at 38, worked in HR, recruiting and ops for 15 years. You can go through various things here. And then your receipts. So this is proof. These are probably old because I haven't written any LinkedIn content in the last year. But there's just some proofs, some numbers in here. And things that just basically give weight to my overall opinion and why it matters. So that's it for the voice builder. As you can see, it's the very first process in our production line. And it's the thing you want to spend the most time on getting right. Because once you have this massive repository, this database of all the stuff that you produce and talk about and write and share with the world, the easier it is for your agents in the social media process to write or produce things that pull from your actual data, your brain, your experience, and your proof, your overall worldview. Oh, I also forgot to mention that part of this process, these actually should be kind of combined into one. So the Auto-Curator, what we talked about in the voice process here, is this North Star. So once you click the curate against this, it will go through all of your sources and all of these pieces of content that you've stuffed into this database, and it will curate against this North Star. So that's what the Auto-Curator does. So that's it for the voice builder and the Auto-Curator. In the next video, I'm going to show you the Prospector, which is a website and social media scraper that goes out and grabs trends and ideas that are relevant for you. And then the Cartographer, which is again, this one runs once a day for each content pillar that we build inside of our process. It's going to go out and find the top performing YouTube videos in that space. Then it's going to read the comments section from the YouTube video and find the demand. So a lot of the people inside the comments are like, hey, this is a great video, but can you show me XYZ? Or can you do a follow-up on this? Or you didn't talk about this in the video. Can you create a video on this? That's what Cartographer is going to do. It's going to go and grab that topic and then find what the audience says they're missing or that they like or they want more of, and give you those signals. And Compass is sort of two parts. So Compass is actually going to be your strategy, so your overall content strategy. And then once Prospector and Cartographer run, it will actually analyze all that stuff. And based on your strategy, it will give you topics that you can use to create and launch a piece of content. It's going to tee me up 5 post ideas every single morning. And I will use one of these ideas to launch the actual writing agent and the production agent team. So Prospector, Cartographer, and Compass are the next 3 in the next video. So I'll see you over there.